Mm. Sorry. Oh, crap. Oh, that means something. Okay. No, where did my Zoom go? Oh.
주도 말해 덴백갑을 가도 있네요. 세미나리아 믹스에게 좋아지 용되게 근데 인도 담바탕아도 번나리아 Sanjay Temba Pate, Sawan Maso, Timbutu to a Nigurumishi to Chikati, Imba, Kelop Chusum, Tuja Molam, Tindegito, Tashia Zoma Tinde, Chung de Yori, Tinde, Tatarigi, Ani Tigi, Chiktosa, Tipchang Tigi, to Kogab Diton, Molam, the Constitution Bokuzi, you did, and then the subject attending the Kibu Tambazo, you did net to yet, and per me. 그게 자된디 칸에 뉴네 교도 배당한 도디 지게 장마 세 다지 타든 도비에 지토리아 타면서 아무는 더블나 쉬었다 땅 인지나리아 직직 쉬어리아 아니 his eminence Tabji Garchen Rinpoche and members of the Sangha of different centers, Tibetan capital area, Tibetan community president and board members, Kempo Samdu Rinpoche of Dugung Center. Now, we are gathered here for a Bumtsok offering, and I believe now is the time, a real time for prayer and offering and puja. We see the pandemic causing so much destruction. There's so much lives lost every day, more than 1,000 everywhere in the whole world, and then the economy is so badly jeopardized. So. Let us all dedicate today's our merit of the offering and prayers for immediate or as soon as possible resolution of this pandemic. So let's all pray for this, and it's an honor to be able to come and talk, to say a few words. And I represent His Holiness Dalai Lama to North America. My name is Nodup Tsering. Thank you so much. Tuchena.
Thank you, Mudola. Kujisenang. Next, from Garchen Rinpoche, going to bestow empowerment.
주로는 마타시젤에 자자카 소소는 저거 트리한테는 상황소 무슨 잘자려래 들 참아들이 하장선 받지 못도 이런 것들은 따따다 잡을링들이 동네에서 강해 주고 까불들이 다리서 고조마도 요 말이 지능이들이 다 사지게 사지랑 그 성노래들이 사지랑 그 성노들이 뉴즈가들 복하지 약한 딜 다텔라서 버트리사 감질들이 파파치네즈가 들고 왔지까요래 이 파파치네즈가 개랑네들이 셀레스이네들이 파파치네즈들이 감리송들이 사지어 바비그 사이를 접해서 파파치네즈 사이올을 좀 제투로마 토카를 접하는 거를 못 제도 소사제 상황사에 토카는 전에들이 들이서 복하지 심지 탐제들이 노아를 좀 심지 탐제 소나라들이 초콜릿 것도 가서 초콜릿 나와타에 그걸 또 제치 못 초콜릿 비마둘레서 들이세서 걸 비마둘레 복하기를 무슨 팩 잡지야 들이 추정 콜록콜 들이 추정 콜록콜 와서 들이세 마음 버릇들이 진족 삼지 양거에서 트리피마 때게 더블을 때까지 잡는 못 봐. 그래서 버터 도서 제품 리치스를 한번 해서 하다까지 좀 거를 보지 페비오에 그래서 자와 탑진지 밖에 그 누마 나도 그들이 사기 들어가는 것들이 상관들이 상하도리서 버티 봐서 그래서 들어가와 강리서는 you simply something new or hot. Not just tomato, the human simply something you mong on a rason. The ritical is the Sotartan Sansi, Darkava, there is some hangsteba, some hangsteba comes new mama, Mapan, Ramsar Portapatani, you may say Josava, yes, a hunger lab parties, the Ngorobochi, Periore, the Ngorobochi one rate.
Tashitele, Madama friends. So today again, from all over the world, we are seeing each other's face directly, and I'm so happy about that. And so nowadays in this world, we do experience a lot of suffering and difficulties, And this is really a time where we do not have any other hope but the three jewels. And the Buddha also himself foretold the coming of the degenerate age, and he said at that time, Chenrezig must appear in the snowy land of Tibet in order to tame those sentient beings that are difficult to tame. And Chenrezig accepted this command. And how did Chenrezig actually appear? It is said that Chenrezig appeared from the right hand of the Buddha Amitabha, and Tara appeared from the Buddha Amitabha's left hand. Guru Rinpoche appeared from the Buddha Amitabha's heart. And he came to Tibet in order to benefit sentient beings, to benefit all sentient beings in the 6 realms. For this purpose, the Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, and the Nirmanakaya exist. The Dharmakaya is the Buddha Amitabha. The Sambhogakaya is the great compassionate one, Chenrezig, and the Nirmanakaya is Guru Rinpoche, Guru Padmasambhava. And Guru Rinpoche came to Tibet himself, and he turned the wheel of Dharma there. And then he also concealed many treasured teachings, many dharmas for future generations, future followers. And then in future generations, these dharmas, these treasure teachings were discovered by the Dertans. So this was a way for the Dharma that he taught not to degenerate. So that is the kindness of Guru Rinpoche. And also now the appearance of His Holiness the Dalai Lama at these times of degeneration to benefit sentient beings. The Buddha spoke of 5 different degenerations, and he said that this is a time when sentient beings are difficult to tame. And so Guru Rinpoche also said that then in future times, the secret mantra Vajrayana vehicle will be very important for those sentient beings that are difficult to tame in the degenerate age. So the quote goes that in the last 500 years of the degenerate age, when sentient beings' 5 poisons are extremely coarse, the Vajrayana teachings will be very profound. So this is a time where it is difficult to tame sentient beings through the Pratimoksha and the Bodhisattva teachings. This is a time where the Vajrayana teachings are very beneficial. And the Vajrayana teachings are teachings where the afflictive emotions are liberated without having to abandon them. They are transformed into primordial wisdom through the skillful means of the secret mantra. And so that is the purpose of Guru Rinpoche. And today we will receive a Guru Rinpoche empowerment. So there is a short historical background to this empowerment, and Rinpoche said I will read that now.
남수 성바다라 까빠상고 사지 똥주가 나 성바레 낙자가 또만념이 삭제자고 비만 달란 비바세이 용서 영리는데 버터디니 로준이 농방로 소비자가 탐제전제 비적도 되베 아라도네 초어치 뭐 스디점서 스디점서 바쁜 소린 쳔보 좀 빼면서 벌써 뒤에 조금 답을 처럼 돼봐 솔직히 진짜 봐 제니 잡고 인드라버지 긴사고 세죠 가는데 사를 참 짜지 참 bar 일반 정도 처지 너무서 영적으로 이해돼 또 좋지 뭐 나도 좀 줘봐 동털세벌 추가 표정 조과 뭐를 상처가 나방한 상처를 처리해 하고 이어당 세가 이어 다시 반면서 quan dream, to told you, Tower, Mumbashi, you see the Dorji, George, number somewhere, Lam the Sibatam, Dakaga Tumba, Sibatamba, Timba Tamba, dear, Nizatar Savar de Rba, Chima, say, Papa Jabaja Truba, Chico Jabo, Chisum de Tinge, some years, young majority of Sula Kanchibo, we would say, last is the one of the taught about. 토다바 강기장 마처세 대니 파고요 집빈접 침보 탄제제 또건 노가서 견도죠 봐서 보진 뭐 배만 좀 지상배 들이 잡고 고번 그렇게 고여도 다자가 또뭐 띠바 치사월지 잘 bin접 이남 파여도 로서 파여도 로장 로고 침보 지 짚어 so body dumne bad me ba nam je nam sha chi ja so ni de chu tar chu ta long wa ta ge ro wa se che mi ba ro gong de ja re song lap dong ha ji chu che pa sma me ba na wa sa ter de Dragon Bete, Sin Jong, let them papa live on the Tonda, Monam Tabet, any Japuto, the young lady, and then you hire him, Flase, Mataki, but just say, what would you do that? Don't the Ron that you would say, Tipo, one talk to Sir Nari, Gungri, Chip, Chupala, let up a number of Kusang. There's a me being or young the Marco Barsuma, they have a Lama taps top to my children after the baby, and there don't you bobby malings after the jib long locked age, ye or locochim, and then you see some Dr. Mombale, Dr. Tombale, Sakosam, Kanji. Garchen John there, Tiba Piva, Robert Jackson for Zeba. Zeba, Bang number Kadi, yeah. Kadi, Pumbo, Yazmeba, Kona, Yeba, number Taba Namni, Pimakai, Taikla, Super Jach or Suba, Tariana, Theaterna, Lambda, Lam Tamje, Lam Tamje, Nimbo. Mudrup Tanjin June, Kisabji, Sam, Bashik, the Japa, the Lama Soa, the Bakona, in by Javism was there, the Lama Shiva Tolangarba, the Ba, the Teresa, could you read the Lama Jibachuka now the Yellow the Tropical Jopima, Julian Kado, Yishitoja, Raja Pima, the Topima, but the Semper Zombo, Javo and Borishin, but Chuji Japo. You did it to Tamarza, Samida Manga, here, Bada, the Chicken of Apache control, Jay Control Trails and whatever Lama Control Trail to the Chiji Japo, Teja Tong, Teja Tong, Kuto Tijin Wonder, La Sawa, Trinity is after Tamushival, Tamushival to call a penalty. You got in Chile or chapter to some Chimidoji, then of a Tobago to some Chimidoji issue. There's a term was told from some Jelly, they want to go to Savai.
So the history of the peaceful Guru Rinpoche empowerment, according to the Noble Sutra of the Fortunate Aeon and other sources, it is taught that there will be 1,000 Buddhas appearing in this Fortunate Aeon. Of these, we have encountered the teachings of the incomparable Lord of Shakyas, the Buddha of our age. 12 years after the Buddha had displayed his passing into parinirvana, the embodiment of the enlightened activities of all Buddhas of the 10 directions, the supreme Nirmanakaya Padmasambhava, lake-born Vajra, was born within the heart of a lotus on an island in the great Sindhu River. Adopted by the king Indrabhuti, Padmasambhava granted the king the fortune of being his son. Later, he demonstrated yogic discipline, renounced his home to live the life of a homeless mendicant, and perfectly observed the 3 types of vows. Having trained in yogic discipline at the charnel grounds, he accomplished his own purpose, the perfect Dharmakaya, and displayed awakening through the five actualizations. In the noble land of India and at various other places, he subdued with his Vajra-like wisdom the conceit of those who promote falsity, such as the view of fixating on the true existence of the transitory collections and so forth. He showed them the authentic path and taught the myriad stages of the graduated path, illuminating like the sun and moon the holy teachings of the Buddha. At this time, the emanation of the noble Manjushri, the Tibetan Dharma king Jisung Detsen, was constructing the changeless, spontaneously arisen Samya monastery. However, malevolent gods and spirits were causing obstacles, and no one was able to subdue them. Thus, the king invited the great master Padmasambhava, the crown jewel of all scholars and masters of the noble land of India, to come to Tibet, where he then widely propagated the teachings of the Buddha. Later, many of the other scholars and masters returned to India and other places, but Padmasambhava remained and traveled to many of the holiest places in Tibet, such as Chimpu, to benefit beings who will be deceived by fabricated false doctrines that appear to be Dharma in the future age of strife. He concealed the essence of the sutras and tantras, the teachings of the Buddha, which are free from the stains of confusion, in the form of countless profound dharmas, along with aspirations for them to be discovered in the future by those endowed with fortune and favorable karma. After the king Jisung Detsen passed into nirvana, his son Mutik Zempo took on the kingdom. During his reign, after Padmasambhava's students had completed their training, the guru departed to the southwest in order to tame the Rakshas. At his departure, he told the Tibetans, out of great love for them, that if they made offerings to him every morning and evening of the 10th day of the month in the lunar calendar, he would appear directly to those with pure karma and manifest in various other forms to inferior disciples. Though there are numerous guru sadhanas that Padmasambhava concealed as profound dharmas, this one was discovered by the great Derten Bema Lingpa. Padmasambhava's qualities are even greater than the Buddha's in 3 ways, and he propagated the teachings in Tibet, where he brought about immense benefit for sentient beings. Thus, the Tibetan people are deeply indebted to him for his vast activities. His life story is told extensively in the scriptures, such as the Chronicles of Padma. This practice is the heart essence of all paths and the source of all spiritual accomplishments. The Buddhas had taught that to supplicate the Guru is the single root of all dharmas. And this is the lineage of the peaceful Guru Rinpoche. The brief lineage: Dharmakaya Amitabham, Sambhogakaya, Lord Avalokiteshvara, Supreme Nirmanakaya, Padmasambhava, Dakini Yeshe Tsogyal, Princess Bemasal, Derten Bemalingpa, Mahasiddha Tepel Sangbo, Lord of the Victorious Ones, Chugyal Rinchen Punsok, Supreme Guide of the Degenerate Age, Dhammarajam, Sampen Mangala, Sri Bhadram, Vidyadhara Dharmakirtim, Benchen Gunchok Lunjop, Jay Gunchok Tinle Sangbo, and Root Guru Dharma King Gunchok Tinle Dundrup, from whom I, Gunchok Dentin Brodul, have received the empowerment. And so Rinpoche said that he himself had received the empowerment from the Mahasiddha Jime Dorjem, who was in the previous life, the disciple of Garchen Yongkyab, the previous life of Garchen Rinpoche, and that was at the time when His Holiness Shiva Lodge came to Tibet. But aside from that, Rinpoche said, I have received the empowerment many times. And so this is the introduction of the empowerment to you disciples. In the Gongjik, the Buddha single intent, Lord Jigten Sumgyen says, the difference between the sutras and the tantras is the empowerment. But there is no real difference in the Dharma itself. So in the sutra path or in the lower tantras of the action or Kriya tantras and so on, there are many different deities. There's all sorts of different divisions of deities. And so it appears to us that there are so many. And likewise, it appears that there are limitless Buddhas and in limitless aeons. And so this is how it appears to us because we grasp at a duality of self and other. So actually, all the Buddhas are complete within the enlightened mind of a single Buddha. So all the Buddhas of the three times are complete within a single Buddha. They are one in their enlightened activities, their body, speech, mind, qualities, and activities. And as we always say, within the expanse of primordial wisdom, all the Buddhas are one. So actually, this is how it is, but it remains hidden from us. So how are they all one? They are one in their mind. Their mind is a mind of omniscient wisdom. The mind is Dharmakaya, which is like space. And from this appear the limitless, infinite Sambhogakaya deities, like the sun rays emerging from the sun, and then like the rainbows emerging from the sun rays. So ultimately, however, they are one and the same. There is no difference. And this is what we are introduced to during an empowerment. In an empowerment, we are bringing it all to its single essence. So in Tantra, we have the new and the old Tantric systems. And Guru Rinpoche, he brought the various classes of Tantras of the new Tantric system all into one single essence by in the form of the four branches of approach and accomplishment, which is a presentation of practice where we can go through all those stages in a single practice. So this is what he did, and this also corresponds to reality and accords with the words of the Buddha himself. It is just that sometimes it is not understood by sentient beings of the degenerate age. So we say on the one hand, we have sentient beings of the degenerate age. On the other hand, also we have encountered the teachings of the Buddha Shakyamuni who turned the wheel of Dharma. And so there are some who have trained in this and in future as in past lives and have practiced. There's many of that like that. And then there is some who, when they hear an empowerment, don't understand much. But it is actually said in a text that speaks about the benefits of receiving empowerment, and that text belongs to the new Tantric system. In there it says that if one just encounters the blessings of an empowerment, even if one doesn't understand anything at all, the benefit from having received these blessings will ripen after 7 lifetimes. So this is the benefit of receiving an empowerment. And so we are receiving the empowerment of Guru Rinpoche, and that is his outer form. Inside, he is bodhicitta. And when bodhicitta arises, then all obscurations are purified and cleared away. So on the inner level, all sentient beings of the 3 realms of samsara are the same as one's own mind. And we recognize that when we purify our own mind. So when the obscurations of your own mind become purified, you recognize that your own mind, my own mind, is actually Buddha. And that is what we are introduced to in the secret mantra yana. And that is something that we recognize. It is something that we recognize that we have already had before, but no one has realized that. So during the empowerment, we are introduced to our true nature actually being Buddha. And so that is the purpose of receiving the 3 levels of empowerment of body, speech, and mind.
Medabama Samaya Sado Sawatan Abekika de Samaya Jeraya Drumler Moja Hudo Omnatoma Dazajoma Homa Oma Sawan Bali Upper Kaya 我们说完呗，感觉那么头发大，个大发，要不像跟说话这个，我这咋办呢？一忙个了看，这还没咋把人个我们说话大，说完呗，感觉那么说话大，个大发，要不像跟别个说话这个，我这咋办？一忙个看看，这还没咋把人个说话，我们说完呗，感觉那么说话大。 yo be jo ma kan be wa so wa la ko de so wa e ma ba ba na kha ma zha ni da ba ren de so wa hong ge so wa su je je ko de mo ro pa je se be ge chu bi so ma de je la ne de ma do yin de de o ma su ma ne hong ma su ma ne hong de na hong 两那不样，这那不样，红二呀，我那个没有让他做到的。我们那一年那个装，他就作为那个刚刚跟着从路上他，所以我们这些我们到了叫，别的马上到了叫红，这里能看到那个前几场的，火瓦去把这里打进了头，这打进一查。 나중에 이 차를 들이더니 나를 차 이거 정리들이 kho아들 들인 경우에 대대는 값좀 새끼 탑죠 나디지 나도 좀 열. 제 탑들이 아메리카를 보고 요래. 그래서 다음에 나를 비디 나디 미 서로 샘플인데 지금 뭐지? 장말이 사지 좀 되게 새끼 넘는 사지 용자 로버트 메드 로버트 마 탑지가 저 가리리 나오는 건들이 좀 통해요 말이. 同样没别呢，大没把了大的种实际吃八种，你大比了大的心里，你接了这，差点多把上这可把都吃掉了。七八十让咱们这中国有这什不要容易把实际抗生的，这现在我查了，大地面都常常见的，这到了西北过来这里面咱们呢，这是咱们咱这了这里，也么了的不，那个当面咱是，还叫靠啥我有的，真是我们那个呀，就是。 去错去住那的呀，有的，比面家的还叫搞起过的，咱他妈人家不住过有的。
So the root of samsara, of all sentient beings, limitless as space, is self-grasping. And because we grasp at a self, we grasp at a duality of self and other. And that leads to an attachment to the self and an aversion against the other. So this is what leads to the appearance of samsara. So now when we offer a mandala, we are offering all the self-grasping of all the sentient beings in the three realms of samsara. Because when sentient beings are free of that, free of self-grasping, their Buddha nature is actually pure, naturally. The Buddha himself had said, all sentient beings are actually Buddhas. They are only obscured by adventitious stains. And so this adventitious stain, the root of it is this concept of I and me. And it is something that we cannot see, but we cling to it. We cling to the existence of a self that actually doesn't exist. And that is what we call the confusion of sentient beings in samsara. So then due to this clinging to an I that doesn't exist, we develop many thoughts of attachment and aversion. And that is what creates existence in samsara. And then beings appear, some as large as a mountain, some as small as a mustard seed, some without having any form at all. The three realms of samsara appear. But when sentient beings are free of self-grasping, they are all Buddhas in their natural state. So knowing this, we should now offer a mandala. And so are we doing this one? Yeah, so it's called, oh yeah, so we are going to recite the mandala offering that comes from the Guru Yoga practice of Milarepa, and we actually added that to our new prayer book in our center, so it's very important. So let's all recite this together. And so normally we recite the short mandala offering, the ground is sprinkled with scented water and so forth. And that one is also very precious because it originated at the time of the Tibetan Dharma king Trisong Detsen, when he received from Guru Rinpoche empowerment on the Chökyi Gyamtso. And so at that time, he offered mandala to Guru Rinpoche. And when he offered this mandala, he said those lines of the ground is sprinkled and so on. And that is why it is so precious. But also there is the mandala offering in the Milarepa Guru Yoga, and that this particular mandala offering is more clear in meaning. So when we read it, then we really understand the actual meaning of the mandala offering. And it is very important to understand the meaning. And that is why we have added that to our prayer book.
An infinite array of worlds, each with 4 continents and the wealth of infinite oceans of realms. If I bring them all to mind and offer them without exception, please hold with compassion all the beings they contain. My body, enjoyments, and whatever I own, my aggregates, elements, and sense sources, my aspirations now and in times to come, as well as everything I grasp as mine. By offering them all, may I be blessed with the end of self-grasping, completely liberated from the bounds of real and unreal, transcending the names and concepts of arising, cessation, and abiding, coming and going, affirmation and denial. The supreme mandala is the natural state. By offering it, may I be blessed to attain the state of Buddhahood. Om Guru Devada Kini Ratna Mandala Praktischa Swoha.
Aye beje zoje medoran ra lenje nye de jembate anje jende eide kurwaye roge namba jende chubare
yo the girl was so zawasum, the chosen zawasum, Yamdin and Aquatic Ponta by the Yam the Pebble. They are not quite most by your subjects. Same deal, somebody said me, but he did say me, but they call the days. Something subjects don't double check, some took the 7 boys double check. You come about that's how they did about the tire. They must have pep over your head. Now, Kakan Jung Slan, Kaza Gay Nanta, the Rangian Kadina, Yami Jabaka, Mrs. Hajet of the Yogo, Chatan Kaka, Chapter, Chukanaka and the Yemi Johnson. the local Jasuja, the social side, the long to go to Gurley, in Maria Zega, the Lashiva Trota, Kare, Gonatri, a la Pomo, and Kavaka the Sharabi or Theta of some Tamatri, that one's what the was.
So now, after having offered the mandala, I think that in an instant in the space before you appears principally Guru Rinpoche. And so Guru Rinpoche then who is embodies or surrounded by the three roots, and then Buddha Shakyamuni, who is the essence of the three jewels. So those three roots and three jewels, assembly of Buddhas, appears in the space before you like massing clouds. And their intent is to benefit sentient beings. Their mind is immeasurable love and compassion for sentient beings. And they appear so that sentient beings may realize bodhicitta. So for that purpose, they appear and are spreading the Buddha's teachings. And now think here, they all are in the space before me. So you can think about this now, but at any time when you're doing your personal practice as well, think that the Buddhas are actually here. And in general, they are actually always present because their Dharmakaya nature is all pervasive, like space, indivisible from space. And then they appear in the form of Sambhogakayas, which is like, they are like rainbows appearing in space, appearing with brilliant clarity, like the sun rays emerging from the sun, in the form of various deities, peaceful and wrathful, or male and female, whatever one's mind desires. So visualize in this way when we next come to the supplications to receive the empowerment.
Namo,
Namo,
Lama,
Namo,
Deshek Lupe Ko,
Deshek Lupe,
Konjo Somja,
Konjo Somja,
Ramjin La, Dadang Roa,
Adam Doa,
Simchi Nam, Sancho Parda, Japse Che, Yibalatri, the Chido Boka, Yibala Song, somebody told the Tati Region the Machine, Lula Hagomaritani, as a Zanaka, go the Yisol Song, the Tok the E, shall be the Chicoret. Take me. Tabolo Song, the Tok.
Tambo Song, then it took. Tambo Song, then it took. Tambo Kumara. What's on Sarah? Oh, yeah, yeah. So we're repeating this 3 times for body, speech, and mind. So for body, Rinpoche had already recited it once, and so the next is for speech. So we repeat in English now, right? Yeah. So please repeat Namo Guru, who embodies all the Buddhas, whose nature is the 3 jewels, I and all beings of the 6 realms take refuge until enlightenment is reached. That's thuộc thuộc mà đây, tan chích sao, ta thuộc ra, ta in chiang ra, yeah. So now next is for the mind. So we do it again. Namo, Guru, who embodies all the Buddhas and whose nature is the 3 jewels, I and all beings of the 6 realms take refuge until enlightenment is reached.
샘지고래스.
So then after we have taken refuge in the three jewels, then what do the three jewels tell us to do? They say, now you must give rise to bodhicitta. You must develop the mind generation of bodhicitta, not thinking about yourself, but thinking of benefiting all sentient beings. So this is the mind that you have to give rise to.
샘지로와 근동서 라마 상제전내는 강라 강등천래지 로로자월 담자오.
In English, once in English, I give rise to bodhicitta for the sake of all beings. I will accomplish the Guru Buddha, and thereafter I vow to serve the needs of all beings of the 6 realms by engaging in enlightened activities.
다들 이나도 봐지 그래 이나도 봐지 이나도 봐다다지 무슨 뭐 쪽이 보이나 돼서 대가들이 무슨 도구소리 이제 사고 좀 몰라 이나도 봐리 하고 소리 다다는데 돈들 참여해.
Next, we will recite the offering of the 7 branches. And the 7 branches are the antidote to the 6 afflictive emotions. In the Sutra path, they are described in the prayer for excellent conduct. And so here in the Tantric path, this is the essence of the 7 branches here.
Oh, yeah. Lama ye lam. La so shek nye la pe me din la yok lu nga yi sam gu san sar se nang sang sam chu ban ber nyam cha de de por shen xia sang nga rub la yi yi rang min dor sang nga chun kor kor nyang ngi men da yin dong xiao yin bo sen jin dong de ho yang da do ji dong do xiao.
Guru, Yidam, and gathering of deities, please come here and be seated on this cushion of lotus, sun, and moon. I prostrate respectfully with body, speech, and mind, and render outer, inner, and secret offerings, all impaired and broken vows, evil deeds and obscurations, I lay bare and openly confess. I rejoice in the accomplishments of the secret mantra. Please turn the Dharma wheel of the ripening and liberating secret mantra, and do not pass into nirvana, but continue to remain for the benefit of others. I dedicate the heart essence for the benefit of all sentient beings. May they realize the authentic Vajra nature.
다다 나오 형바지잖아. 또 십진도 저 피고 셈바 사바 셈이 로지마 다데 들이 셈데 사 형사 들어가는 이 차들이 이 갑들이 이 홍홍지 사마 동방이래 홍도가 떠도 홍홍지 셈들은 화는 이 파돌 무슨 사마탑이 갑들이 대지서 시디 세역 빼만아가 저들이 어저께 니만은 저 세역 바보들이 곰네 들이다가 세역이 곰 들이 대지서 내가 다다 창답이 맥세 다 세대라 되는 거를 보고 거바로 제렸다 오 세역이 곰데 대지서 발마 주었다 람서 거를 보고 거기 샤나 그래 대체는 거 고추고요 제는 생각 뭐 그래서 제일 싫은 망보요래 그래서 마찬가지로 세역이 저도 사실은 저던 거를 보지 서로 고마들이 세역 기내서 거를 보지 빼마르게 사탑지 거는 시발들 세역 공부요래 그래서 여기까지 고마시라 홍보들을 나자오리 제발이라 요는 너는 나와 잡아도 미고래 그때 고니 들berto 그래서 곰쇼데 들나고 차바바는 게더니 자소는 게더니 오와호이 차바바는 그 탐제를 탑송지 그 탑제선 게 야예 강조서 나기 세치 탑제 포sam제 끼레들 줘서 뭐 탑제 이 제티로만 줘서 사태로 상거래
And so now, instead of thinking I, cultivate a wish to benefit all sentient beings, cultivate immeasurable love for sentient beings, and this mind becomes like a foundation, a field for things to grow. And so then from within this state, with Hong Hong, everything becomes empty, all thoughts, all grasping at a true existence of appearances and our concept labels and so on are all dispersed. And then from within this state of emptiness appears your mind as a red free syllable, brilliant like a ruby or like a sun. And so visualize that and have your eyes closed. And later, when I ask you to again open your eyes, if you have an image of Guru Rinpoche, then look at that image at that time. And then in an instant have this form of Guru Rinpoche appear in your mind. Or you can just bring to mind the Shri syllable. And that is sufficient in the beginning for the visualization, the generation stage of the deity. But there are many of you who know how to practice the generation stage. And so visualize in this way, visualize the Shri or Guru Rinpoche. And so all the deities who belong to the Lotus family, like the Guru Rinpoche, Chenrezig and so on, their seed syllable is the Shri syllable. But if you're more accustomed to the Hung syllable, then that is also fine. It doesn't make a big difference because in brief, what we must achieve is to be free from this sense of me, this I. So meditate in this way and close your eyes and just imagine that from the sky, like rainbows appear, and as the deities appear, and the seed syllables in the form of Ama Hong dissolve down, descend down, and then dissolve into the entire universe and all beings. And then having dissolved, think that the entire outer universe is transformed into the boundless palace of the deities, and all the inner sentient beings have transformed into the deity, all the males into Chenrezig and all the females into Tara.
Hong, hong, hong. Chinam me tobayi, Dora Santa Hinja Gom Jaya Shaya, Jaya Shaya, Yam Ram Bam Lam Sun Le, and Napalum Chatatan. Letter Rabja Tewara Nato, Nato Jetewara, Dublin Jaya Kang Ti, the water para so Koloya, Adobe Mada, Corda sobre get down to about one cut down, kind of cause or the budget. Chatty to what hours chatting about theaters or Lanam Jet. Cause I'm to the old to go on the guy, she only. Thousand Lama Chin, Chang, Joe, Guru, they want better, Guru, they want to betul zaman zaman avi saya böyle devam sana avi böyle devam böyle avi Oji ajana da pe magre da bola ya te shogun da pe magre da sujala se chada so on kaya se da so le jada ba ja da lao le la to le che che me da go su da se ja la to ma ga de ba ja to ma wa ma la to ma hi bo la da Hong Kong se ja la to se da ba ja to chong se la to sim devi to ba ja lo wa lo ko ba de to to de ba de to 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 mo de to be da ba pe ma to de ja ta ka na ka ya be ga da ba be ga da Dar se wa ba yi shi ba te ni sa chok ba sa ge ba da te ba je je ti sa me za ta ko ba on go ro bu ko ba lam sa ta se me sha ne chok yo re je me te re de ba ji le te ni go ro bu se me la mi trin je la te da e ma sa yi ma sa go ro bu te lam sa trin ji ti cha nam so ba je le se de go ro bu cha de yo re 이제 사족 세우는 습기를 피고 뒤에서 사람들은 랑적 거를 보지 창 센터 거를 보지 체발면 봐 차대요. 그래서 이제 사족 세우는 자산 데이터 이파다. 센터 거를 보지 요요래지.
So if you have an image of Guru Rinpoche, then now look at this image at once and have it appear in your mind, or have the Shri appear, and do not forget about the syllable. And so the moment when you bring Guru Rinpoche to mind, in that instant, there is no thought of a self and there is no thought of other. When Guru Rinpoche appears in your mind instantly, then your mind is Guru Rinpoche, and there is not a single thought in your mind. That mind is Guru Rinpoche. If it is grounded in bodhicitta that wishes to benefit all sentient beings. So in an instant, your mind becomes Guru Rinpoche. And in that moment where bodhicitta is present, there is no difference between your mind and Guru Rinpoche's mind. And however long this bodhicitta remains in your mind, for that long, your mind is Guru Rinpoche's mind.
Parche concern kandu to Tarsum lam sen lam ne Garden dollars are the soul.
And in English, Namo, Venerable Guru, root of the lineage, Yidam deity, bestower of cities, and Dakini, dispeller of all obstacles, please bestow upon me, a fortunate one, the blessings of the Guru and the three roots.
Oh, Adi Sarabda Sarabdi, was to tap the Torma in the top Mambo Yore, there's a Torma the Tachiboiva, Tita Torma da, Pambada, Chudida, Tamdi, Sanji, Egypt, Saji, Sayaba Yok to Priore, Santi Dani, the Torma, the Torma, the Shi, Yore. Tabo de Yayaka the Shipa, the Dronkan Chibo Davatini, Shaka Chapa, one on the Jotaba, Tabo Yayaka the Shipa, Nibal, Fly Shipa, the Latin music, the Ragandaba, the immunity, Pebble or Fly Shipa, Sambal and Chuba Shiba, the Toma Krangan, Saji Moram with it. Chupata Justice Nadu Rashi Taji, they didn't do you go say good Jong Hanchi without three Toman Chuba and Toman or Sumba. Yepala Toma saying as you know, the Sanchuk said, there's a child, do it, Hibadi, Danzi, the Nibo by Jitty, Charum the Joker, two or better, Dadi, you need for Sanchuk Sever, there is a Tomali song, a manner of there's a Jimmy, Sakavi Jador or Dopagotini, Jasuma, telling the longer cheese of the of what some case. Jotoma is only telling Mar, telling then to talk to Marayo, Yabalatini, Salabs Shipa song, the Chigiore, telling that Kashatomata, certain words to party. In a Tikani, Zawatitan manner of the Chimia Zago Yore. The Ram Sotola Roma Silla, manner of the Bambu Priore, the Wagabi, manner of the Ranga Tadeke, the Rangaton, mother of the Ranga Tongore, a trip with the Teresa Lapte, and Nakan Chapapan, Ramji, Tabde Yore, the Saha Tabla Chepa, some Teleton, the Shizjet, the Nautoma Japatam, the Sajetam, Ramji, and Hanga Pepan, and Japan, Joko already.
So the blessings today are bestowed based on the Dharma, and when we practice sadhanas and so on, then there are many different dharmas that we encounter, and so the Dharma in general is very, very precious, because the Dharma and the vasas and the stupas are all representations of the Buddha's mind. And within the Dharma, millions of Buddhas can dwell as the embodiments of loving kindness. And so today's empowerment is conferred based on the Dharma. And in general, we should see the Dharma in 4 different ways. First, the Dharma is the boundless palace. It is like a large hotel where many hundreds and thousands of deities can abide. And secondly, the Dharma is also the deity itself, the actual deity that has come due to our aspiration. And then number 3, the Dharma is also an offering. So within the Dharma, through the power of the Buddha's aspiration prayers, the Dharma also represents an offering consisting of the 7 royal attributes, the 8 auspicious symbols and 8 auspicious substances, the 5 sense objects, whatever one may desire. So it is like this large hotel where everything is present. So the Dharma is also an offering. And number 4, if we eat part of the Dharma, like if it's made out of dough and we eat part of it, then the Dharma also represents a blessing. and it is a blessing endowed with bodhicitta. And so instead of that, we can also eat blessing pills or nectar pills. And nectar, because it is an antidote to self-grasping, which is like an ice block, and it needs warmth or heat to melt. And that warmth, that antidote, is bodhicitta. So these blessing pills or nectar pills are naturally infused with this mind of bodhicitta, and you may have received it from many different lineages. They are the nectar pills or the mani pills, or what's it in the Sakya, the Chakta, and in the in Chaksugma, in the which one? Drupa Kagyo, and then Dukum Kagyo is the Rinchen pill. So in any case, you have received the blessings from the 4 major lineages, and they all are the same. So the ingredients also are the same. And so we have seen the Dharma in those 4 different ways. And so sometimes they are made in this, like in this case, of gold and silver and so on. But what you actually eat instead of the Dharma is your mani pills or nectar pills that you have prepared for the empowerment. So you have received those pills many times. So if you have prepared them for the empowerment, then you should eat one of those pills. And then also think that the blessings fall down like rain falling down and naturally dissolve into you and all beings. So that is also a skillful means of the secret mantra. So these are the 4 ways of seeing the Dharma. And actually, it is that if you simply have a Dharma in your home, if it's only present, then just naturally all the Buddhas will come, just like coming to a hotel and stay there. So first, from the Dharma, white light is radiating, and think that it pervades the entire universe and all sentient beings. And then the universe and sentient beings all become like rainbows appearing and yet lacking any inherent existence, any self-nature, appearing just like rainbows or clouds in the sky. So first meditate in this way. And actually, it is all like a rainbow. It is just that we don't recognize it as what it is, this universe. But this is what it really is in reality. This is also how it is taught in the Heart Sutra. It is just because we cling, it is our clinging to this concrete existence of our appearances, that is what causes us harm, and that is the obscuration. And next, visualize that from the arm in the Dharma, a red light radiates and pervades the entire, all the sounds in the entire universe and of all sentient beings, and all sound becomes the self-resounding sound of mantra, the Guru Rinpoche Vajraguru mantra.
Guru song Gari Sumyam Gami so Mahaguru song Kadi Patonam Tata Metagora de Watra, Waka, Bekendo. Nicaragua, Tadratam, Petagor, and Jarsons, there is one on the top of your then with that Petagor, younger, Data of the Ted, and Zeta going forward.
And so think that all the sounds have transformed into the Vajraguru mantra, and that relates to speech, and so therefore we are going to chant the mantra. So think that now all sound has become this mantra. So think that all the sounds, such as the sounds of trains and airplanes and so on, all has transformed into the Vajraguru mantra. So then all you will be able to transform all sound into mantra.
There is some non Yella Mata Sen Nangatane. There is Hajaku Gom to the bomb, some near there is not thought the Vacheku, not thought the Vacheku, send some from Nakata was the Hakona. There is a top 1 million there. There is a Congo one song one Zuka Jam, the Batita, so they took the so much, said that there is our hungry already, said that the Batar there.
And I think that from the Dharma, blue light, like the sky, radiates and it dissolves into your heart. And then think that the dualistic grasping, the universe and all beings disappears, dissolves, and the mind becomes just like space. So then look within. Do not look outside at outer objects, but meditate looking at your own mind. If you know how to practice Mahamudra, then meditate at this point. And so that when you meditate, all thinking, all grasping dissolves. And when all grasping has dissolved, then you can understand the space-like nature of the mind. And that is the actual mind empowerment. For the form and speech empowerments, we have purified the obscurations, the grasping at form and sound. And when these become purified, you can see the nature of mind with clarity. And so then also the mind obscurations become purified.
Jimmy Tura Mahaguri took Kajibu Dodo Tadaso, Oma Midagura, they are Dagger, Tita, and the home. They're home gone, they're gone up yours.
So then meditate on the Hung. Now meditate.
The Daddy, the same things on the Daddy part cherry of the same not doctors or check, the same she's not level or the same amount of
So now Rinpoche will sound the bowl, and when you hear this sound, the sound will gradually disappear, and as it disappears, think that along with the sound also all thoughts disappear, and then when thoughts have disappeared, you come to the natural state of the mind, and you will see the nature of mind clearly.
그래도 체마타데 드린 항상 졸라면 주고 가네 뭐자 드린 나도 별sem 차고 졸라면 조리가 항상 여기 홍진에 드리 졸라면 조고 그래 이 졸라면 답제로 홍두고 지는 거래지.
So then, this is then how you should engage in your daily activities without discursive thinking, within a state of meditation. So therefore, when you go about your daily activities, bring to mind Hong in an instant, and then there will be no other thought in your mind. So during all your activities, just remember the Hong.
드리값들이 다 만들어 이거라는 것들이 라는 것이 주로 pension 난 뭐래 돼. 들 말을 그다음에 홍우 주인들이 좀 이제 뭐래 돼.
So now this is the time where you should eat your money pills, and you should give it to each other, and think that inside the pill is a syllable Hong, and swallow it as a whole.
그래서 랍강이 바탕에 대해서 아까도 홍례티 홍사가 홍통가 요상 뭐래 돼.
So this is how you should always think when you're eating or drinking blessed substances. So when you're eating, think I'm eating Hong, and when you're drinking, think I'm drinking Hong.
홍은 로아리데 빼만 종네는 대바키나 저 무슨 종 빼마다와 좀 이제바왕 까디 버도는 따도도 거라 대와라 그네 사와시데 발라베켄다 호 리코선 토고왕선 법차디 대왕 지바시바데 드리제 안고는 뭐지 고성 용지 가래로 돼 용지 조광지 저기 뭘 뭐지 용지도 틀려서 저기랑 톱이 뭐래 때를 선택식 뭐들이 뭘 뭐지 속도가 선체바 얼마 때 우드 저로는 이 선택식 뭐 코랄들이 용지 탐지 우드 저들이 선택이 또 자체 보세요 봐 기가 처럼 뭐라서는 틀려야지 용지도 틀려야지 왕가세가 왕지 바송 들이 왕지 바서 용진의 왕지 또 다들 왕 토송을 해야 돼.
So after having received the empowerments of body, speech, and mind, then we receive a fourth empowerment. And the fourth empowerment is the empowerment of the enlightened qualities of Guru Rinpoche. And so actually the qualities and the activities that you receive during this empowerment. And so that is actually the quality is the quality of your own Buddha nature. And your own Buddha nature and Guru Rinpoche's mind are not different in the least. That needs to be actualized. And when you actualize your own Buddha nature, then all qualities that are inherent within it will become actualized. And as a result, you will be able to benefit sentient beings in a very vast way for many lifetimes. So this is like an auxiliary empowerment of the enlightened activities and qualities. So, but mainly this fourth empowerment is an empowerment of enlightened qualities.
제가 다디 상황을 생각을 못지 고송 통용지 전에 왕 도발이 왕 가리나 왕의 톱다들 왕소 답석의 좀 왕의 문제의 왕의 가리리 따서 사촉 셈레 사촉 셈데 답석 송의 답석들은 사촉 셈데 다다 무서라 줄이고 상태 이 상태의 도다 조지 발로 상태 타가 속차 터질로 상태 상징적인 디 답석이 디 종거리 디 작가리 해당서 차도 디왕도 맞춰거리 이거를 사족 셈용거리 오 메라마나 답책 송들은 조고 조만의 답책 간이 오면 커서 코바바 디 짜리 말이 삼지들 배치는 사제게 삼지들이 체로 동안 망도 동안 탑 당들이 사지 기본은 사바 세면이 다 매와 조요래 대신에 내 사제들이 온자 로버트 메더 로버트가 다지리 디체도 소말이 데이터들이 자와의 왕자주나 답책 적적 사족 센터 뭐지리 들이 대고 저 지디게 괜히 답자 초대 말이 들이 가다 지디게 이제
So then, having received the empowerment of the Guru Rinpoche's body, speech, mind, activities, and qualities, whenever we receive an empowerment, at the end, the life force of the empowerment is to keep the samaya. And so what is that? Mainly, it is bodhicitta. That is the samaya. And bodhicitta is the love that you have right now. For example, the love between you and your friends and so on. Or even the love that you feel for a tiny little animal. That is the samaya, to sustain that love. That is what you have to hold on to and uphold when you hold the samaya. And how you lose it is when this enemy of anger and jealousy arise. This is what causes then the bodhicitta, your love, to grow weaker. So that's important, because sometimes people think that keeping samaya means that I have to keep the samaya just with the guru, but it doesn't really matter with my companions and my friends. So then we quarrel with them and so on. So that is not at all how it is. Samaya really means to sustain love for all. And the Buddha taught it many different methods to increase our love. So when immeasurable love then arises, then there is no more self-grasping. And that is this adventitious stain, this obscuration that the Buddha had mentioned. It is the stain of self-grasping. And in order to remove that, the Buddha taught the Dharma. So even though you might receive 100 empowerments, the root of all these empowerments is a single one, a single samaya, and that is to cultivate the precious bodhicitta. So that is the commitment that we keep to when we receive the empowerment, and that is the commitment that we are going to repeat next.
Sancho Semcho Rinpoche.
Sancho Semcho Rinpoche.
Ma Ji Pa Nam Ji Jer Jek.
Ma
Jiban
Chi ba nyam ba me ba yang. Kong le kong de pe wa sho.
And then English. May precious bodhicitta arise where it has not yet arisen. May it not decline where it has arisen, and may it ever further increase.
Oh, tati sang tam tsegli sang tam tse samba tse hinje se re di. Teri se tam tsegli tse tasa di tata da ngosu ngoro gom tso de haja sa che bo re. Teri ngosu chuchi ji는 잡을 게 소다리. chechi ji는 감정 심지 탐지가 소다리 차대 요래데. 다티서 ngosu 로요는 좀 잡을 링제 되는 ngosu 다 냠도 제도 냠도 용거 요래. 잡을 링제 되니 tata may nasa sengu donghe tamchi de jonyu mo bole somari tri sa chok senga sene sene ngobo tata soba soja de sene da haja kechi bole sene jare shok tapa ta me chok chaja kare temna shok sene da ni chele sene kadre sene da beda gor to chine sene beda gor ta drang sene te chele sene chojo kolo shole chepa yona beda gor changa bo blana di yado sobo kamin tate nyami chena 자전 범죄를 차로 요래 냐도 집에 지 비용이 매래래라 톡고 요래 지나나 그 제와 좀지 제바삼이야 드리라가 노로 조나다 감세나다 야문에 찍자문에 라게 매장 거는 동 때문에 세고 지세랑 거는 지세랑 비용 쌈게 차파에 드리 또 살아서 알고서 잡을 좀 개비시 탑제 그때 템바다 그리고 만탐체를 대기 랑 소바다 그리 탐체 나타 동아시와 제대로 소바 탐체 체의 동적상 사촉식 적고 사람들이 진짜 상고면 습지 탐체 대상들이 저기로 탐체 따도 동과를 쇼 사촉스 바가다 선적과 대다고 좀 하나도 여기도 뒤속에 습지 사제 탐체가 되는 모람적 되고 요래 그리 뒤보나한테 참여도 오나 찍고 말이 뒤속에 사제 사야마보다 모람들 되고 요래 나치 더블 요래지 제서 상들이 뭐나 자로지 저희들이 주로 넘어 동바송나 빼치고 자서 무슨 턱고 요래 저희 다다 너무 동안 무슨 턱고요 근데 가지 때나 요래 깨 거래 늦게도 가지 있는 요래 좀 제일 풍부하지 나양고 메타 파리 주면 저거래 제 메타 파리 동바지래 다들 되는 게 무슨 편전 정통화되는 무슨 통고요래 들이 셈사 촉생을 들이고서 다 이원냠도 요래 타는 뭐 말에 들이 다른 데 무슨이 다 제일 시합을 시작시 사제 사와시에서 시합의 사제를 보고 시합들 피바지 본 요거 요래 시합의 용신이 들이고서 정통 때트 들이 주로는 동에 대화를 저 탑자 요래 들이 때다 다시 데려 원함시고 예 들이 주로는 봐 다시 데려 드리어 자니마라 야샤자요 그래서 드 트라리 있는데 로마 트리 샤르잘 베치 본도 트리 다시 데려요
So the secret samaya is love and compassion. And then for the outer samaya, for instance, now we practice the Guru Rinpoche Bumtsok, which is extremely precious. On a smaller scale, it is for the benefit of this entire world. On a larger scale, it is for the benefit of all sentient beings in the three realms of samsara. And so now from all the different places in the world, we are joining together to engage in this practice to eliminate the difficulties that beings, especially currently, experience in the world. And the root of all this suffering and all sickness, all disease, are the afflictive emotions. And therefore the antidote is bodhicitta. And since the Bumtsok is a practice of bodhicitta, it is extremely important. So if you can, you should join this retreat. If you cannot, then you can also recite the Guru Rinpoche mantra. think that you're all practicing together. So then it actually makes no difference at all. Then we all actually receive the same merit. So it is said that when we come together to practice in this way, then the power of the mantra, the merit that comes from it, is multiplied by hundreds and thousands of times. And each person who participates receives this great benefit. So as a result of that, a great merit is created. So contribute in whichever way you can, by either joining or by reciting the mantra, or offering anything to the retreat, like food or your wealth and so forth. Or even if you just rejoice in the retreat, the benefits are inconceivable. And so it is a cause of bringing about the happiness in this world. And so mainly we pray for all the spiritual masters, the teachers in the world, that their life may be long, and that all beings in the world will experience perfect happiness and health, freedom from illness and so forth, peace. So we join with one mind of bodhicitta when we engage in this practice. And we engage in this practice for the sake of all beings. So it is one aspiration prayer where we say that that this bodhicitta is the single sole source of the happiness of all sentient beings, of the emptying of all the lower realms. It is all an accomplishment of bodhicitta. And bodhicitta is the aspiration of all the Buddhas of the 3 times. They have this single aspiration. So therefore, when you engage in this practice, don't think it's just me, but think that together with me, all the millions of Buddhas of the 3 times are performing such a prayer for the benefit of sentient beings. So think in this way. And so today I'm also very happy to see you. And actually seeing each other in this way is to really see each other. Because this form that you see today on the screen is the form that will always be there. Whenever you want to look at it, it's there. And also the voice, the speech will always be there whenever you want to listen to it. The body is a compound, and it is an aggregate that is impermanent, just like a fire flame. It is empty. But the form that you see today on the screen, that is the actual form. The way we see each other today is seeing each other truly. And then if we develop love and bodhicitta, then we truly are together. Then we are very close. So don't think that we are far away. And also, science, even science in the world is actually this same mind, the same mind of wisdom. It is that within everything that is done within the field of knowable things is done by Buddha. So this intelligence of sciences and so on is also Buddha. And it is due to science that we are able to see each other today in this way, that we can hear each other's voice and so forth. And so if you think in this way, many benefits come from that. Remember that us seeing each other, us hearing each other, being able to discuss the Dharma with each other, and also having a method, receiving a method to transform suffering into happiness is also a quality of such wisdom, like the technology due to science. And so with that, my dear Dharma friends, many prayers and Dashidelegs, and I'm so happy to see you today, and I will see you again this next Sunday. So now every week we see each other in this way, and every time I'm very happy, I'm so happy to see all of you disciples, so many Dashideleg.
Then go to Damasaya, king watch so about the Damasaya, Tashi the Mambo, Tuji, some you.
And then also, I would like to thank Ken Rinpoche and also the Dharma Surya Center that is organizing this Guru Rinpoche Boom Talk. I send you many Dashi Delek, and thank you.
Thank you. Everybody, Sangha, thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Chena Rinpoche, and Guru Shiva Kawang Tinita. So Guru Bumso, the Toba Wunzo Cups at the Kadin Chamala. So the Chiso Kadang. Sing Mudua. What happened? We cannot hear that. Marilyn, can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Rinpoche la Tuje Chen Nang Xia Yang Tini. They also they sing
On Sunday.
Yes,
Tomorrow, Sunday tomorrow.
Also, Rinpoche Kuseden.
that day. Okay, so no Rinpoche cannot hear. And I want to appreciate everyone.
Tomorrow at 10.
Thank you very much who joined this
session with Rinpoche from 10
practice.
11:30.
And so join the Rinpoche's empowerment. Thank you very much, everyone. So we start in Bumtso every day and 6:30 p.m. East Coast time. So please join with us every day, 2 hours practice. Bumtso every day, 2 hours practice. So this Bumtso is organized by the capital area Tibetan and Association and Digon Dhamma Seya and also Gardroma Buddhist Center, Ohio, and the Canada and Garchen Buddhist Centers all are joined together and for world peace and also long life for His Holiness Dalai Lama and many spirituals, long life prayer. So everyone knows this time is a very difficult time and due to the coronavirus. So we do these prayers together, Pema Sambhava. So Pema Sambhava prayer is very powerful and remove the obstacles, especially the Guru Bumtso is the gathering together, practice together is more powerful, most powerful practice prayer. So we have opportunity and gathering together, especially we receive empowerment from Rinpoche, Garchen Rinpoche, and now we are ready to practice. Please join tomorrow, 6:30 starting. So on the Zoom, everyone together. And then extra program is like 9 o'clock East Coast time. We have a meditation practice, 11 o'clock at share the teaching generation stage 11 to 1 o'clock. So that's every day, Saturday, Sunday. So anyone wanted to join that is so welcome. And please don't forget the Bumtso. So Rinpoche already talked that the Bumtso practice is very important for remove our own obstacles and also other beings' obstacles. We can benefit many other beings to do this prayer together. So also I want to thank you to the Tenzin Pashala, is a Tibetan Association in Washington DC president, and also His Holiness Dalai Lama's representative in Ngudrop Tsereng, and everyone I will appreciate and join, and thank you very much. See you tomorrow, everyone. Tashi Delay.
Tashi Delay.
Tashi Delay.
Tashi Delay.
Tashi Delay.
Thank
you, Kempola.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kempo.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
Thank you, Vietnam. Also many different countries, and we have here also, and I see the one is King Lake is George, I think Acharya King Lake is in Bhutan. So he join with us, and
Hello, Debbie. Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you, Lama King.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gratitude.
Happy Dalek.
Thank
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Don't forget to Bomso.
So we can leave now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kenpo. Thank you, Kenpo.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Yes, don't forget tomorrow.
No.
No.